What's up, everybody? And today we're going to be reviewing Halo 3. I finished playing this over the weekend. We are reviewing just the story, so bear that in mind. But to start off, I want to give a congratulations to Halo 3. I'm fed up of games that put out a sequel and they start the game as if you've never played a game, the game in that franchise before. Like, you haven't played the first one. It annoys me. Like, don't hold my hand. Just get me straight into it. And Halo 3 did that. Halo 3 really did that. It's as if you just finished Halo 2 and you're getting straight into Halo 3 with all the experience and all the skills that you had in the second game. Like, it literally goes in and there's, like, enemies everywhere. And it's like, all right, here we go. Like, no holding your hand. And I like that. It's a sequel. Give me that. Give me that. Also, this is the first time I think I've played a game series where the third game is the best out of all of them. Halo 1, phenomenal, changed the industry of first-person shooter games. Halo 2, fantastic. It innovated in ways that you wanted to with Halo 1. But Halo 3, instead of innovating like you should see with a second game or moving the story, it's as if they just got it and just turned the epicness all the way up. Like, the epicness of Halo 3. I can't remember what that mission's called when you're in the aircraft. It's like second or third to the end. And you come around the corner and the two scorpions drop. Boom. And then, like, it's so beautiful. The graphics, the gameplay is fantastic. And you can go onto them. You can destroy them. You can fly about in the aircraft and just shoot them from afar like I did. There's so many different ways you can do it. And it gives you that option. It's like, these are the two enemies, the two vehicles you got to destroy. Do it how you like. Do whatever you want. And it's just so beautiful because you know that this is the end of a trilogy. And it's basically saying, look, all these skills you've learned through the first two games and now this game, now that we're at the end of it, take all them skills and defeat these two vehicles. And it's gaming perfection. It's gaming at its finest. It's one of the best sequels ever made. It really is. The graphics are phenomenal. I think you all are well aware of how beautiful the graphics are. Obviously, I'm playing this in 2021. I'm not playing this when it came out, but if I take that into consideration and look at the games that came out around it, it's stunning. It's really stunning. It has got that Halo aesthetic where it's not ultra realistic. It's kind of, I wouldn't say cartoony, but it has its own little vibe to it, doesn't it? It doesn't look super realistic, and that's okay. That's okay. It needs to keep that. I don't want it to go, you know, Last of Us, like, super hardcore graphics. I don't want that. I want it to have its own unique graphics, but I also don't want it to go crazy and like Fortnite or something crap like that. So hopefully Infinite really does hit that spot. Let's talk about the story. Let's talk about the story. Now, there's something I like in a story. I read a lot of books, so you guys who've watched me play numerous games on this channel, you know I'm pretty good at predicting stories because I've read a lot of books and I kind of know the rhythm of stories, right? And Halo 3 did something that I really like in storytelling, and that's enemies combining forces to defeat a bigger enemy. But once that enemy's been defeated, you're at a standoff. And I think Halo 3 did that perfectly with a flood. The very end of the game, you are joining up with a flood, which absolutely blew my mind, to go and finish the fight. And when you do, it's like, all right, we're still enemies, and you have to fight each other. And I think that's absolutely epic. I really do. And they really nailed it as well, where it wasn't like prolonged. It was just a short period of time, and it was short enough to be like, yes, we both need to kill this enemy real quick. You both go and do it, and then instantly it's like, all right, he's dead. We are still enemies. And I really, 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 really like that. I think the storytelling and the way they wrapped up all the trilogy in a little bow at the end was fantastic. Obviously with room for sequels because we got them, especially at the end with Cortana and him basically saying like, wake me up when you need me. Like, it's as if like it wraps it up nicely, the trilogy, but also leaves, you know, it doesn't give you a cliffhanger or anything like that, but it leaves room for expansion of story, and obviously that's what we got. And I think that was a fantastic way to end it. Because what I like is when a trilogy doesn't really give you a definite ending, right? And you end up dragging it along too far. We've seen this with stories like The Walking Dead, where there's never an end and it just keeps going and going and going, and it ends up being rubbish, right? So the trilogy itself is a nice little package of story, and you never have to play any other Halo game again if you don't want. It's a perfect story. And then they've expanded and they've gone off with more deeper lore, which we'll get into that with reviews for Halo 4. And I appreciate that. I don't think it's bad. I just like the fact that they took the trilogy and said, this is its own thing. You know, this is its own little story. We've come to a conclusion with the story. There's little bits that you can maybe tie in sequels or prequels or anything like that. But for the most part, here is the story, and enjoy it as it is. And I think I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. So how does this compare to other games? Let me pull up this little ranking system that I made not long ago, right? Obviously, we've got the DNFs down here. We've got the S tier, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, Halo 2. All absolutely fantastic games that innovated on the original game, right? Black Ops 2 being the sole proprietary there. That's fantastic. But if I'm honest with you, Halo 3 may be one of my favorite games of all time. And I am putting it, if I can, top tier S. I think it's the best FPS game I've ever played. I think there's certain things that I think that they just nailed, right? They nailed the fact that they know that this is the third game. You have the skills to already get into the game and not have to hold your hand at the beginning. They have levels where it really lets you develop your skills and be like, all right, all the stuff you've learned here, go and do it. The story was perfectly wrapped up in a nice little bow. Like I said, the graphics were stunning. Everything about it was just absolutely spot on. The only one criticism I could give it is the story was a bit plateauing at the start, and then it ramped up and you were like, holy crap, this is incredible. But I feel like that plateauing of story was the easing in some way in the storytelling. They didn't ease you in with the gameplay. Like I said, they didn't hold your hand at all. But with the story, they eased you in a little bit, and that's okay. That's okay, because story-wise, you might forget the story. And you're not going to forget how to play the game, but you might forget a little bit of the story, and it does kind of bring you in softly, but doesn't hold your hand again. It just brings you in softly. So overall, in my opinion, if I was going to give it a rating out of 10, it is a solid 10 out of 10, this game. I think it's perfection. There's a few little bugs, but I think that's more because of the Master Chief Collection than it is Halo 3. So yeah, that's my score overall. I would love to know what you think. Do you think I've put it in the right place? I think I've put it in the right place. I think this is a fantastic place for it. Top tier S, best in the best. I hope Halo Infinite really does live up to it, and I hope Halo 4 and Halo 5 are good. A lot of people give them a lot of stick, but I hope I personally enjoy them. Which reminds me, Halo 4 is ongoing. Definitely go over there and check it out. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think I've reviewed that fairly? Do you think I've hit some good points there, or do you think I've missed some stuff? Also, do you think I put it in the right place on the tier system? I would love to know your opinion in the comments down below. Also, if you're really enjoying this, what I'm calling Road to Halo Infinite, do press the like button and subscribe, because we're going to have a ton of Halo content this year, as well as some Battlefield 2042 content, okay, guys? So definitely go ahead and give it a like and all that stuff. All right, members, you're amazing. I love you. I couldn't do this without you. George Graham, Hitty, Ignore Carneve, Neon Sprinkles TV, Res Frost, Sean Gable, SP. I appreciate you all so much. I couldn't make videos every single day if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you for supporting the channel as much as you do. I truly, truly appreciate it. Links down below to all my socials, including the 2 links to YouTube channels. We've got Original Human Geek, where we play D&D and a bunch of other fun stuff. And then we've got OriginalAdventures, where me and my wife are converting a US school bus and traveling the United States. If you want to check that out, link down below. Until next time, guys, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.